Taiwan, a beautiful island in the Western Pacific, is rich in natural landscapes and has diverse customs and peoples. Taiwan is famous for its spectacular scenery of mountains and rivers. While these are wonderful enough, something even more spectacular has been happening to the island's thousands of indigenous flowers. The first phalaenopsis orchid indigenous to Taiwan was discovered in 1897. Now known as Phalaenopsis amabilis, it is famed around the world. In 1909, on Mount Ali, more famous for its sunsets, the phalaenopsis orchid was discovered deep in a valley. Its immaculate beauty went on to set records at the British Royal Horticultural Society's National Orchid Show. Who could have imagined that these beautiful flowers would one day make their way from Taiwan and the Pacific onto the world stage? Nevertheless, for it to become a true world superstar has taken the dedication and hard work of countless people who developed its charms through breeding, selection, improvement, and generation after generation of trial and error. Thus, in the blink of an eye, 10 years of cultivation have passed. Keeping this superstar center stage is no less of an effort. For horticulturalists, those first 10 years were merely a first step. Subsequent developments may take several more decades, and the cultivation of this flower may become their life's work. But it is through the devotion of these horticultural researchers that Taiwan's flowers have gained the world's attention, and indeed that Grown in Taiwan has become a unique brand name on the world's flower market. Many people have learned about Taiwan purely because of Phalaenopsis. Very few people, however, know of the person who dedicated more than 30 years of her career to its development, Professor Li Nian of National Taiwan University's Department of Horticulture.
在1976年的时候，那个经济部这个工研院有一个能源所，那么他们在阳明山马槽呢，就开了个这个地热井。那当时候就有农业专家建议说盖个温室可以养花，所以我当时在做研究蝴蝶兰的时候，很多专家都笑弯了腰了。他说这个一定不会成功的。那因为人家笑你不会成功，因为大家都在玩别的兰花，那更会刺激你，我就证明给你看。
Although Professor Li retired from her teaching post a few years ago, Phalaenopsis had become such a central part of her life that she still goes to her laboratory every day. How can she ever turn her back on her baby? Some 300 to 400 other horticulturalists have worked hard to create Taiwan's new world of orchids. Their methodical contributions are frequently overlooked. One of these is Mr. Feng Jiangwei. Everything from the shapes of pistils and stamens to the patterns of spots on petals are the results of his meticulous efforts, which, like the toils of all those cultivating beautiful orchids, are hidden from the eyes of those whose only wish is the enjoyment of beautiful flowers.
2004年亚太兰展拿到总冠军那个事情哈，我只志在参加，然后把我的花秀出来给大家来欣赏，纯粹一个只参加了哈，但是没有想到说就会拿到这个全场的总冠军，啊，那么这棵花在同一个时间，日本东京兰展，也拿到第2名。 把我的漂亮的花秀给人家看了，秀给当地国看，那个才是最重要，那个才是一种享受啊。
The joy of winning is written clearly on Mr. Feng's face. The orchids cultivated by his own hands are symbols of honor. Meanwhile, the world watches closely to observe his future moves. Mr. Feng is currently packing his orchids for shipping for competition in Tokyo. He is not alone. Every year, Taiwan's growers take part in orchid shows around the world. As they carefully pack their beautiful and delicate flowers into boxes, in too go their hopes. Some of these boxes, full of growers' hopes and years of effort, are sent to Japan. Others make the long flight to far-off Europe.